So, good morning, everyone. Yeah, great to be back to the IFA Galaxy Summit. I have been part of this family for many years, and it's always a pleasure to come home and meet all our friends. Thank you, Mr. Narayanan, Mr. Bijpuri, the young Ms. Bhatt, and of course, Shriram sir, and all the office bearers to have held this event. Last event I had attended in Mahabalipuram, and that was a great event. So what's today from my side? All of us have been hearing great speakers from morning, Naren and Mr. Saravanan talking about multiple things. I think the theme of this event is Key is Me. I think it is a great theme you all have chosen. And around that, I would like to just share my thoughts. I'll break it up into three parts. First part is what is our experience having seen the outside world, how people have, developed themselves to excel. Some learnings from corporate world as well as some experience from the sports arena. Next 5 minutes, I'll talk about why we feel that the next leap of growth is going to be very, very great from our end, from the country point of view and our business point of view. And the last 5 minutes, I'll talk about what all of us need to do to make ourselves excel and prosper in times to come. So I'll just break it up into three parts. Bear with me if I am late, sir, by 2 minutes, if I exceed by 2 minutes at the end of the PPT. So let me start with something which, in a corporate world, we always experience. So one fine day, employees see a notice board coming in that yesterday the person who has been hindering your growth in the company passed away. We invite you to join the funeral in some time. So this was a notice board. Everyone was curious. No one knew what had happened, but this notice was displayed. So everyone started gathering, in the place designated, and they started gathering, but no one was aware what was happening. And the entire group gathered. People are still murmuring, talking to each other, what's happening. Finally they go towards the coffin, trying to know that who is this person. Everyone thought, who is this guy who was hindering our progress? It happens in corporate world. It happens in work environment. Someone mentioned, well, at least he died. So a relief, probably someone who was trying to hinder the progress within the company, chalo, he has gone, he has taken relief. Then the coffin was opened. As the coffin was being opened, there was a mirror inside the coffin. Yeah? So what was the mirror saying? Everyone looked inside, he or she could see herself and himself. There was another message just next to the mirror. There's only one person who is capable to set limits to your growth. It's you. I think that's a big message which all of us carry in our corporate world where we work. We work in an environment where it's a competitive landscape. You all are working in a competitive landscape. There are impediments. There will be multiple issues which will come in front of us. When one is having a vision for growth, one has to look into ourselves and see how we are impeding our own growth rather than looking at the environment and trying to probably complain and try to see the others' misgivings and negatives. Rather, we should look at ourselves and grow ourselves. And I think that's the reason why I was very happy with the topic of theme of the event. Next instance, looking at this picture, anything which is coming in our mind? Pardon? Take care of your wife. What is this picture? Pardon? Okay. Wife is more relaxed. Be? So many such answers which are coming. Huh? Searching food. What is this great creature here? It's lion, right? King of the jungle. Please note that king of the jungle never moves on the tree. King of the jungle is always on the ground. But there is a country in East Africa where the king of the jungle, to get his needs fulfilled, also climbs the tree. And this is only in one part of the country where they have to adjust to the environment, and the lion climbs on the tree and fulfills his or her need. So what does it mean? That even the king of the jungle adapts. So adaptation is the key. One cannot feel that wherever I am I am comfortable, if I am able to do my stuff, if there are impediments, if there are hindrances coming in, if there are opportunities one has to look at, someone has to adapt. So adaptation is very important, and that's what this message comes up very clearly. Another visual. What does this mean? Would you like to be a potato, egg, or a coffee bean? I'm in South, so I'm sure everyone will say coffee bean. Huh? If you pour hot water into all these three, what will happen? Pardon? Egg will become hard. What happens to the coffee bean? Coffee bean gives aroma. What happens to the potato? Turn soft? All of us agree? Now we have to, find our path, what we need to become. Because hot water will always come and, keep giving us those jitters. But it is up to us how we want to become in front of clients. Mr. Saravanan did give very good examples. And that's what I think we need to build in our practice, that we should be a coffee bean or egg, or potato. It's up to us. And when we flourish, when we send aroma, when we give aroma to our clients, I'm sure it's a pleasure. So that's how we have to adapt and change our lifestyle. Let's go to sports. All of us know these three individuals. Yeah, great guys who have made history for India, for the world. They have been working. They're on their own. They are great superstars. They have created huge milestones which many of the cricketers worldwide cannot even think of. They have captained. They are successful. Now let's go to this picture. How many of us know these two gentlemen? 2 years back, what was the narrative in India in all the media? If you take any of the sports newspapers and the messaging, is Hardik Pandya the new Vinod Kambli of Team India? Do all of us agree? Let's understand. Let's see now how he has transformed. 2 minutes video. Very, very good example of how someone transforms in a short period of time.
For the Mumbai Indians.
He was on a high. Everyone were, picking him up. Successful, a winner for the Indian team. The point when he really damaged himself. of us remember this situation, this event which happened in his life. He lost his father during COVID. Everything what could happen to a sports person or an individual happened with him. He comes back. He comes back from that, he had gone into the dumps. He becomes the captain of a new IPL team, wins the IPL for the team. Now, who is Hardik Pandya today? He is the captain of Indian T20 team. Can anyone imagine how a person transforms through hard work, through diligence, through self-confidence, and the, ability to come back winner, and being captain of the Indian team is not a joke. Of T20 also, where there are so many people, contending for that position. So again, a great example of, transformation. It's him who has done it. All his captains, all the well-wishers who used to really pat him up that time spoke negative about him. So he only got his own self-confidence back. So that's what we need to do. Fast forward, let's see what we need to do together. Have we got our cash right? This is a very important thing. And I'll share with you all why. Knowledge, attitude, skill and habits. These are 4 important things which will make us a great professional, which will keep making us stronger in our lives. What happens in our daily life is we gather a lot of skill and knowledge. The first 2 points, a pyramid is the most stable structure which we have, which we know in our lifespan. Because the bottom of the pyramid gives you stability. As you go up, that gives you growth. What happens in our lives, amongst all of us, we try to build skill and knowledge. But the remaining 2, habit and attitude, we do not inculcate in our daily business lives. We feel that having skill and having knowledge will make us successful. But what happens if you invert the pyramid? And that's what happens. We start having higher skills and knowledge. You become shaky, because what we need to have is strong skills and strong habits and attitude that we do not pick up in our daily life. And that's very important. So friends, work towards this habit and attitude. The knowledge and other stuff will keep continuing to help us grow our business. But these 2 will help us sustain businesses from long periods of time. I'll just quickly move into the next 7-8 minutes of my presentation as to what makes us optimist, what should make you optimist. I think this is important. Opportunity is huge. We all know this slide, that there is a lot of money for us to go and manage in times to come, and this is the opportunity in front of us. This is India. This is Bombay. Few months back, we know that consumerism in India is growing leaps and bounds. That is the opportunity in front of us. All global players are talking about India's growth, right from Mr. Tata, Mr. Mukesh Ambani, Sundar Pichai, everyone. Now, what makes us optimistic? Let's just focus on these 2-3 slides. This is the India which is going to happen, friends. Are we ready for this change? This is what we're going to discuss in the next 4-5 minutes. In India, 27 crore middle income, India's population will have 27 crore middle income households in the next 10 years. 27 crore, that's a huge, huge number. And this is what is going to shift and make all of us grow our AUMs multiple folds and get more and more investors. We have to be ready for this big change. It has already started happening. The demographic dividend of India is very, very solid. As of 2020, 67% of our population were in the working group. In the next 20 years, another 18 crores of our population are going to come in the working group. Friends, all of us who are managing 100 families, 500 families, 1,000 families, we'll see multiplier happening in the times to come because India is the growth story of the world. Per capita GDP of Indians will double. And the data clearly shows that we are moving in that direction. Are we ready for that? I would like to just talk about what we need to do together. So 5 mantras of success. I keep repeating this slide in many of my presentations. Some of the slides will be repetitive, but I think nothing has changed in the last 5 years when I've been presenting this slide. First is acquire new investors. My only humble request to all of us is, I still feel that when I'm meeting so many distributors across the country, some bit of lethargy has come in where we do not want to go out and acquire new customers. If that population is going to come into the income bracket, how do we go and acquire that? We have to only acquire that by acquiring. If we have to manage those customers, we have to acquire those customers. I think acquisition is the key. Please focus on acquiring customers, do IAPs, do other stuff which all of us do, but acquiring customers is one of the most important success stories which all of us can build. I think Mr. Naren spoke about asset allocation. I also believe that asset allocation is the key. Build your business with asset allocation in mind. A lot of our MFDs are 90% equity. Please build in asset allocation thought process. Either you do asset allocation on your own or adopt products around asset allocation. But asset allocation is the key because it gives you diversity, it gives you protection. Technology leveraging is very, very critical. Many of us would have started the journey towards adoption of technology. What Mr. Saravanan also did mention, technology revolves around multiple things. Communication, how do you connect, how do you acquire, how do you handle them. There are multiple things one can do using technology. How do you market yourself, build your brand. Building a brand is also very important. Technology really helps you. Upskilling. I think as IFA Galaxy, as an association, and many other associations whom I speak to, I only request them that please use manufacturers like us to enhance the knowledge of your association members and partners. We are here to give you knowledge back, and knowledge is the only strength which all of us carry in our profession. The last part is very important. I don't know many of us who cannot see from there. I'll just read from here. Invest in your business. Can I have a honest show of hands? How many of us in this room have an office of their own? Second question, how many of us in this room have recruited staff not for operations but for business enhancement in the last 3 years? The hands, there are hardly 10% of the people have raised their hands. Friends, if you don't invest in your business in form of office, in form of staffing, in form of technology, in form of increasing your brand, you cannot grow your business. I also concur with Mr. Saravanan that all of us who are having offices, please make your offices friendly enough to invite investors to your office and show them where you work from. The workplace where you work from, if the investor comes and walks in your office, he or she, that investor becomes proud that the wealth manager of mine is also prospective, and he or she is looking at creating an atmosphere where they can manage my wealth from a long-term perspective. So please keep that in mind. Do not lose sight of the long-term. Impediments will keep coming. I don't want to hint on that. Those impediments will keep coming going forward. But think of long-term businesses for long. I think I just attended the FIFA event where they say Sarthi Jaruri hai. I think this is what it is. Business of distributors will not die. It cannot die. If we are making wealth creation for our investors, if we have made their journey superb in the last 20 years, it will remain for the next 100 years. So please do not hesitate to look at your business from a long-term perspective. It is going to be very, very long-term. So finally, 2 slides from my side. This is what I feel the industry will grow to. I am a ever optimist. My projection shows that mutual fund industry from 40 lakh crore will become 100 lakh crore in the next 5 years. How many of us don't believe this? All are believing this? I have shown this in form of data. Data shows that mutual fund industry will become 100 lakh crores. And that's where the opportunity, but you have to do all that stuff, what I have explained, for us to grow the business and have confidence in yourself. So finally, your beliefs will give results. It is up to us where we want to be, what we want to be. And I am very confident that mutual fund distribution will be an eternity business, and all of us will remain here for years together. Thank you very much.